Sure. Thank you, Karishma, for having me here. So I have been in the marketing operations field for over 10 years. I started from self-teaching myself about what marketing operations or what marketing automation tools are, then becoming an administrator of the tools, to training, marketing, and sales users to use the tools and system, and to now, becoming an advisor of best practices. So I have experience in both in startups and also in corporations with startup energy. And now I'm in one of the biggest corporations in the world. So I'm very glad to be here to share my experience with you. So to start, so I graduated from the State University of New York with a major in advertising and communications. After graduation, I joined an advertising agency under one of the biggest, global holding agencies called WPP as an account executive. The business unit I was in had 100 people at that time, so it's relatively small, although we have one of the biggest agency in the world. And that, from my first job, that's where I learned one of the most important values of being a marketing operations professional, which is being able to multitask and really work under pressure. Next, I moved to a company called CPA.com, which is part of the American Institute of Certified Accountants. Being a marketing operations and event manager at CPA.com, that's where I picked up skills of kind of juggling different tasks and administrating a customer relationship platform and a marketing automation tool. So I actually wear many hats when I was, in CPA.com. Throughout my time there, I kind of self-learn the systems, and I create very time efficient and cost efficient way of managing all the projects and delivering them on time and on target to the company. And because I self-taught myself the system, so eventually I got so interested in the systems, and eventually I become the go-to person of the system, and even advisors of our partners who, we like to bring into the company as well. Now, after that, after what I achieved in CPA.com, then I kind of moved to a different position, a different company called CGS, stands for Computer Generated Solutions, and led the marketing operations team there. So CGS at that time, it has over 7,000 employees with major operations in Romania and Chile and New York, where I base. New York is the headquarters of the company. So my responsibilities actually include leading the department. My responsibilities include managing their marketing technology use for the company, providing actionable insights from reports to creating guidelines and managing all marketing best practices and making sure we really stay on top of the trends. And now I'm with Oracle, Oracle Data Cloud, and I am the marketing operations manager and responsible for managing new business processes and demand generation. So that's my background and professional experience in a nutshell.
Wow, that's such an interesting journey, I must say. Nice. Great. So how do you define a marketing operations manager role?
Sure. I guess for people who have been studying marketing and our marketing operations, you may have heard of this organization called Eunice Leung. So for people who don't know, it's a global, research, B2B research and advisory company. So that definition of marketing operations is, the marketing operations is responsible for enabling the performance of marketing functions throughout measurements, planning, technology, and data management efforts. So how I see it from my experience is marketing operations management is the link to bridge our marketing processes and functions together. And it is aimed to make all marketing investments trackable and to give visibility of the return of the investment, to really prove that marketing is generating all of this revenue and making processes easy for marketers. So let me just go into details of like the whole background. So before the digital age, before social media, the traditional roles in marketing departments are marketing manager, content manager, product managers, designers, and of course the marketing hat, the CMO. The marketing, however, the marketing department is always seen as an expense department. The company could spend millions of dollars in print ads and TV commercials, but there's really no way to really prove that, yes, the traffic to your website, the foot traffic to your stores were actually brought by the ads you post. That's no linkage. But since the merge of digital advertising, right? Banner ads, your website, smart TVs, your apps on the phone. There suddenly is the possibility to be able to track those traffic and to find out actually the person that comes to your website now actually click on the Google ad you post first. So with that, that kind of generated need to be able to have someone to really look at the data or bring those data in to the marketing department for marketers to see. Now, on the other hand, consumers now they're also able to do all the research, online. You search what cosmetics that you want to buy. You read all the reviews. You read product comparison. You read all what other users are reviewing different products. So they do all the comparisons before they actually come to your website. Now that means the need to produce articles and content that the company themselves can control or manage are much higher now. So companies or marketing department actually need to deliver content, articles, product comparison, all that much faster. But all those education materials have much more content. They need to be printed out in a much organized timeline. So with that, with all the trends that I just mentioned, so that actually produced the role of marketing operations. So the purpose of marketing operation is having someone who loves technology, or at least who are comfortable with technology, have the curiosity of technology, and go in and to be the person to be able to bring and link everything together and make and create a repeatable process for marketers. So I think marketing operations manager is a very important role in today's world, and could become more important too.
Great. It seems to be very exciting. Thank you so much, Eunice. Eunice, what is the most fun part of your job?
I would have to say the most fun part of the job is making an impact to the organization and being able to dive into data. For people who are curious, for people who like to do investigation and find out why, not afraid of getting your hands dirty, to look at every single detail. It will be a fun job for you. So you dive into details, you investigate, you look at technology to see what happens. But also with that knowledge, you can make changes to the system, right? And with that knowledge of that practices that you study, you'll be able to make changes that could make immediate effect to your sales team, or to show a different data to the organization, and eventually impact the revenue line. So let me just give you some examples. So for example, we use a tool. I think a lot of marketing operations, like I talk about systems, our technology. So our marketing operations tool, there are many out there, in the market. So basically, what the tools do, a few things. So main part is really managing leads. These are the people who filled out a form on your website, and they say, I'm interested in your product, or they could just, download some type of content. So for people, so for a person who, let's say, filled out a form on your website, and they actually are a very hot company that your sales team have always tried to get to, but they having problems, like they were just not able to sell, team in your company just not able to find the right person to talk to. So now, with this marketing technology, this person actually filled out a form on your website, and you can actually set an alert and tell yourself and the entire sales team that, this hot leads from this target company just filled out a form. So you can immediately highlight it to sales and tell them, this is the one person, this is the company you always want to talk to. Now, someone just knocking on that door, please talk to them immediately. So you're the person who built the process, and you're the person who can pass the message to sales. So I think making that impact and also kind of looking into technology and kind of building the process is a really fun part, to me. So.
Great. That's even too exciting, I would say. So, Eunice, what are the 3 challenges associated with marketing operations manager position?
The challenges, I would say one is, which is kind of touch on. One is you're working in technology, so that's always one thing to, technology is not perfect. That's why there's so much troubleshoot documentation. There's so much like education. So I think one of the challenge is to really have the mindset to be able to drop everything and jump onto a task or cases that you need to troubleshoot. Because again, working in technology every day, and you need to dive deeper and peel out layers to find out what caused the problem. If that's a problem that you could solve, or if that's a problem that you actually have to talk to your technology vendor to solve that. So I would say that's a challenge, but a good challenge. And then at the manager level, another challenge I'd say is to really bridge the gap between marketing and sales teams. It's a very interesting role because I think you will, as you have more experience in this environment, you will hear that marketing and sales, they don't necessarily think the same way. So being an operations manager, one of the function is to align both teams, right? To talk to sales and understand what kind of companies, what kind of individuals that they would like to talk to, that they think that would the ideal profile of the customers and will likely to purchase the product. And then kind of bring the information talk to marketing and say, hey, marketing, let's go marketing manager or marketing product manager and say, this is the profile. These are the people or prospect that sales would like to talk to. So please create a campaign. Please create content or articles that can actually talk to this specific group of people. So you're actually bridging the gap, but it's not always easy. So I think the challenge is to really understand both worlds and try to find ways to make it work. So when I say make it work, could be communication styles, could be the frequency of the communications, or it could be kind of prioritizing what are most important between both teams and kind of link it together. And then the third challenge, I would say data, because one of the roles of or functions of marketing operation is to create reports, like I mentioned before. But you cannot have a reliable report without reliable data. Now, data, as we know, so when I mention data, I'm talking about contacts, like the prospects, like an individuals who comes from a website, or an individual that when our sales rep met at an event, or a company and a company of the individuals, like how the company are being stored, are we flagging the industry correctly in our system in a database? So I guess the challenge is to make sure that we're capturing all data as much as we can, as soon as we can, and also as accurate as we can. So that determines by how you build like marketing operations, how you work with other team, like it could be IT team, or could be you and marketing managers and you and sales, and making sure that you have a repeatable process and make it easy for them to bring their data into the system that you manage. Second is to make sure the data are entered correctly. You have to identify what are important and what could be, that's fine. I know sales, you're very busy, so this kind of information is nice to have, but not necessary for us to perform our job. So the challenge is really making sure data is accurate. You capture all the data, and you're also making like kind of building relationship with the users, the actual users, the inputters of the data, that they're willing to follow the guidelines that you set up. Mm-hmm.